Well, with that, I say we should introduce our guest today, Kathy Bianchi. She's joining us today from Nothnagel Realtors. We appreciate having you in the studio this morning. We've got 3 chicks to 2 guys.
Yes.
Are you up for a showmance with Pat this morning, Kathy?
Not quite.
No,
Sorry,
your husband.
Pat.
Hey, your husband's not up this early. Don't. You can be honest.
This is lots of fun.
I'm glad you're here today, Kathy.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
At some point, we will talk about the real estate market and,
Great.
and what's happening. Once we get through.
We don't care right now. I'm just kidding.
Are you okay?
Yeah. No.
She's here.
I
She's
know.
live.
I know. I'm just kidding.
In her humanness.
All right. I'm gonna calm down.
So, Kathy, tell me a little bit about your position with Nothnagel. I know you're definitely one of those household names in real estate, and I've known about it for quite some time. I hear it over and over. You do quite a bit of advertising for your business, and you're selling quite a bit of homes in our area. How long have you been in business, and what's your specialty?
Well, I've been doing this about 15 years now. I've been with Nothnagel about 4. Sell about 40 to 60 houses a year, which is quite a bit.
That's a lot of work. I know.
Yeah, it is. Really love it. Like dealing with first-time home buyers. Like dealing with the move-ups, and the growing market is the elderly, and helping them transition into a new lifestyle, which is very difficult.
Sure,
it's very difficult.
Are you finding a premium on ranches too? Because it just popped into my head from another previous show.
Yeah, there is. There is a premium ranches. But like you were talking about earlier, again, it's got condition.
Yeah.
Just like location, condition is key in this market.
Okay. So you're finding that, it's the same old adage over and over, but now it's just a little more fine-tuned.
Well,
You've got to.
If I could look at it this way, I mean, there was a point in my life, and I'm not there anymore, I don't think, that I could have walked into a house and said, oh, I could see myself fixing this place up. I could see myself doing this, and I could do that. And I'm not entirely out of that mode, because I still dig that, because that's part of who I am, I think. But there is a growing appeal to walk into a place and saying, I don't have to do anything but celebrate with a glass of wine.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a phase. I believe it's a phase of life, because I've done the same thing for years, and then I went, no, I'm not touching anything anymore. It's just a lot of work.
But that's starting younger and younger.
Yeah. It is.
Oh, yeah.
They're spoiled. That's what it is.
They're busy.
They're busy.
They're busy.
Well,
Young
they better-
professionals are very busy these days, whereas in the past, they had more time and they could take on a project.
Okay.
Not as many people can take on that project. So the more that's done in any particular house, the more you'll get.
Yeah.
And that's what I tell everyone. I said, the more you do, the more you'll get. The more you do, the more you'll get.
So what are some of the key, let's say the key upgrades that a potential seller can do to their home to make it, set apart from the rest?
Absolutely. Kitchens and baths are always key, but you don't have to drop in a new kitchen to make the most of that particular room. Sometimes painting, detailed cleaning, and I mean really detailed cleaning, changing a countertop on a floor, leaving the cupboards, painting the cupboards, changing the hardware are all things that someone can do to make their kitchen look fresh. Same with the bath.
Yeah.
Hardware is huge. And as a matter of fact, I gave my cousin Pat over here some advice last year. He was redoing a powder room. And it's what would you say would be the date on your powder room?
The original date is from 1959.
So it's got that blue, right?
It's got that blue toilet, the blue sink.
However, that blue combined with that rich brown is very much in style right now.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I said to him, I think you should leave it and work with everything you have there. And he wound up taking my advice and actually not even buying new fixtures, but painting the ones he had, like a brushed nickel, right?
Yeah. And you know what? I never would have done that hadn't you suggested it, because I'm one of those that, just toss it out. We'll go shopping for some new crap. And just
You
pick
don't have
something.
to.
No, but I never would have considered that. Brenda said, just paint this stuff. And I'm like, oh, God, all right. So I went to I bought a $6 can of paint spray and a brushed nickel look.
You should
because
see.
this was a gold. It was originally a gold fixtures, the
Nice.
two light fixtures, and then the mirror, right?
Yummy.
It looked a little bit on the ornate side with the gold. It wasn't my flavor, but it was ornate. And so I did the brushed nickel on it. I swear it's beautiful now,
Beautiful.
right?
And she got like the dark brown walls
Yeah.
against the
Nice.
sink in the toilet, and then the shade, everything. the towels, the little things they have on the counter. It all goes together beautifully. You would think, honestly, that it was done that way
It was
recently,
a trendy,
updated.
brand new. It was
yeah.
a brand new bathroom just because of that.
I've seen with some pink bathrooms, if you put the right green with the pink, it really tones it down.
Really,
Sometimes the right sage.
I gotta see that.
Sage, I could see
Yeah,
that.
the right color of
Okay.
sage really tones it down with accents and such. But you can also paint tile.
Yes,
There's a tile paint,
Now
and I've
there's a tile
seen
paint,
that
yeah.
done, and it looks fabulous.
Cool.
Let me just say, though, it's got to be
That's
done
cool.
right.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Because
absolutely.
you mess with that stuff, and I mean, that's a big deal to paint over tile or porcelain or anything like that. If you
Yeah.
don't do it right, you got to prep, you got to follow through, you better let it dry for like a month.
Yep.
Because if it's ruined, it's done.
Well,
gotta
I would
go.
have that professionally done.
Right. Yeah. It makes. I mean.
But
Yeah.
it saves retiling.
Right.
That
right.
which is a real chore, labor-wise and expense-wise. Yeah.
So what do you see in here? Like when we were chatting yesterday, I think it was, Kathy, we were talking about Irondequoit, for example, wasn't it that we were talking
Yes.
about? How many homes are for sale there? What they're selling for? What their
Right.
condition? Now that's an older community.
Absolutely,
The homes are older.
absolutely.
A lot of
That
character.
one. Yeah, there's a lot of 1920 homes in Irondequoit. A new house, we joke, is like 1970. Because most of our homes were built either before World War II or right after.
Oh.
So there's a lot of character in these homes. The average price is about $107,000, and there's about 350 houses on the market right now.
That's which East Irondequoit
That's
and
both.
West or both? Okay, both. Okay, gotcha.
That's both East and West Irondequoit.
Okay.
In Monroe County, there's over 3,600 houses on the market right now. That's a lot of inventory.
And what were the statistics, Brenna, that you were just asking? Is that average or is that above average that
Well,
we're listing? Is that what
just-
you were just going to ask?
I've been in my house. I'm just going to say I've been in my house for 7 years. 8 years.
Nationwide average is 7, isn't it?
No, it's 10 now.
Oh,
But
wow.
I
Okay.
originally wanted to live in West Irondequoit when I was moving from Edgemere because I was working there and I just really liked the community a lot. My husband and I could not find a home in West Irondequoit. We wound up settling in Webster because we were on a deadline, to get.
Well, it depends on your price point, too.
Oh, yeah.
Which we love our home, by the way. I don't mean to
Right,
say
sure.
that, but there
Yeah.
was nothing.
If you're looking at a $300,000 house, you might not find it in West Irondequoit, okay? This is what she's
Well,
saying.
there are a couple.
I'm just kidding.
I'm
I'm just
There's some
messing.
beautiful homes in all of Irondequoit.
Yeah.
And at all price points. That's one of the communities that I do quite a bit in. But we do have more smaller homes. Therefore,
Yeah.
the smaller prices. We have a lot of 12, 13, 14, 1,500 square foot homes, which were built in 1920s to 1940s. Therefore, when you have smaller homes, you have lower prices,
Yeah, that's natural.
which is nice.
And when you have more inventory,
Absolutely.
you have.
Problems.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now, you have to price your house aggressively in order to make your house stand above the others. You have to be the best house for that price point in order to get sold. I've been very fortunate and I've had some great sellers lately, and their houses have been going fairly quickly.
Good.
There are some properties that have been on the market in our community that have been on a long time because they started too high initially.
Yep.
And even though you do your announcements with the price reductions, after a while, any property that's been on the market for a long time becomes somewhat tired.
Yes.
So
People have seen it.
I got-
seen it.
realtors have seen it, people have seen it, and you really have to try to generate new interest, which is what we try to do.
Yeah.
Try to generate new interest, help them tweak the house the way it was before, or different than when it was before, help them get the best of their house so when somebody does come through, it's sold.
Yeah.
Yep.
That sounds good. You know what I want to ask you when we get back is if there's any, hot spots in our area, like where homes are going quicker than others, or are people desiring certain communities over others anymore? So can we talk about that when we get back?